shock allegations at young lieutenant's pirate oath. During the February 28 period, Orakoğlu stated that the reappearance of the slogan "We are the soldiers of Mustafa Kemal" points to the existence of an undisciplined structure within the army. Emphasizing that military and legal experts consider the action at the Turkish Military Academy as an organized indiscipline, Orakoğlu said that such initiatives could generate social tension. Bülent Orakoğlu noted the following. According to information obtained from security sources, it was claimed that the young lieutenants made preparations outside the school to recite the pirated oath of February 28th. That most of the commanders were not present at the graduation ceremony in violation of tradition, and that some journalists were allowed to enter the ceremony area without permission. There were striking comments that the young officers' disturbed rhetoric of the tutelary centers was aimed at aligning politics and national will with the pirated oath, in which a group outside the hierarchy within the army was engaged in undisciplined activities. The slogan "We are the soldiers of Mustafa Kemal" was added on February 28, 1997 with the orders of KVK by R. The text of the oath and the slogan "We are the soldiers of Mustafa Kemal" were added on February 28, 1997 on the instructions of Kevikbur. After the July 15, 2016 coup attempt, the oath and slogan in question, which created the perception of an imaginary internal enemy that fueled the enthusiasm of the junta, were completely abolished, but in 2021, they were started to be sung again in the continents. There are warnings that this attempt is aimed at generating social antagonism through Ataturkism and creating an atmosphere that will cause confusion among the public and pave the way for a coup. With the lieutenants organized, reaction to slogan with sword. The debate continues about the lieutenants who took the oath and shouted slogans during the graduation ceremony. Drawing attention to the lack of discipline, military and legal experts said that the action was organized. On Friday, August 30th, after the National Defense University Land War College diploma receiving and colors handover ceremony, reactions to the swearing-in of lieutenants with swords outside the ceremonial procedure continue to come. Military experts and legal experts who spoke to Haber 7 agree that the action was undisciplined. Noting that the Land Forces Command should launch an investigation, the experts said that the slogans were political and that the action was carried out in an organized manner. Kalex, this practice started for the first time during the 28th of February period. Security and strategy expert retired Colonel Ibrahim Kalex evaluated the sword oath at the graduation ceremony as a breach of discipline and pointed out that the slogan was the slogan of a party, stating that the practice, which was initiated during the February 28th period and abolished in 2016, has been brought back to the agenda, Kalex said. After these students, namely lieutenants, join the cadet school, an oath ceremony is held while they are still in their first year. After that, they become soldiers. This is the graduation and diploma ceremony attended by our president. There are two dimensions to the issue here. This practice was first implemented during the February 28th period in 1997. In other words, the practice of lieutenants taking out their swords and reading a text after a ceremony is a product of February 28th. It did not exist before. In 2016, after July 15th, this was abolished. But this year, they brought it up again. Young lieutenants' pirate oath and slogan have political content. Pointing out that the lieutenant's oath carries political arguments, Kalex said, although the text there is not something very troubling. Especially the phrase "We are the soldiers of Mustafa Kemal" is a concept used by a political party and an idea. That sentence therefore carries political content. You can use very correct words. But if the words you use are used by someone as a political argument and to send a message to someone, especially if this political argument is used by lieutenants, of course it will cause discomfort in a section of society. I hope the lieutenants have been warned. Emphasizing that it is normal for politicians to use this slogan, but it is objectionable for lieutenants to use it, Kalex said. For example, Kenan Kaftansiyaklı stated that she was uncomfortable with this expression and found it militaristic when she was Istanbul provincial president. But there is no problem here with those politicians using it. Those who made this speech, those who gave that image, especially the first lieutenant of the school. Who was the first lieutenant of the school? Doing such a thing with his entourage caused discomfort. Because it carries political content. That's why I think those lieutenants were a bit immature. But I hope that they were warned about this. That uniform is really a uniform that should stay away from politics.